Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Great Malabite.
Good morning, Ruben.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rufai.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Adesua.
Good morning.
Now, let's start with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of records. Now, the lead story.
You didn't salute Adesua properly.
He has saluted me. He has.
Oh yeah, go ahead, quickly.
He's setting you up. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Let's start the review.
Yes, I agree.
The lead story of this day. Yes, federal government. Nigeria officially in third wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Receives 4 million doses of Moderna vaccines from U.S. Issues new safety protocols for diplomats. Lagos recorded 4,300 new cases, 30 fatalities in July, says Sanwo-Olu. NCDC warns Delta variant may spread to more states. National Association of Resident Doctors strike already disrupting hospital services. Yes, formally, it was declared that Nigeria is in the third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. Are we surprised? After that initial donation of AstraZeneca to Nigeria, the government has not made any effort to get vaccines on its own. Because what we have seen across the world is that governments are making effort to get their population vaccinated. But after vaccinating less than 1% of Nigeria's population, and of course, all government officials haven't taken their jab, it's like the rest of Nigerians were left to their own devices. And you expect them to take this warning about COVID-19 very seriously when the government is not doing much about vaccinating the population. For a pandemic that started in early 2020, no provision made to buy vaccine in the 2021 budget. So, if Nigerians are not taking this seriously, beyond the press conferences that are now boring to many Nigerians, who do you blame? Well, we just received another free donation from the United States of America. I'm sure when we exhaust that, we'll fold our hands again and wait for another donation. That is not how to fight a pandemic. Best practices across the world we see. So, let's see how other newspapers are reporting this story. The Punch newspaper, rising COVID-19 cases. Nigeria Economic Summit Group, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, fear fresh lockdown. Federal government plans tough actions against third wave. Another lockdown will shrink government revenue, affect private sectors, citizens. According to the Nigeria Economic Summit Group, Sanwo-Olu cries out over daily COVID-19 fatalities. Says red zone travelers abscond. Nigeria takes delivery of 4 million Moderna vaccine doses from United States. Well, the businesses are making their own plans. According to Business Day newspapers, companies navigate COVID-19 third wave to stay open, protect staff. Yes, Nigeria's private companies are adopting several measures to hedge their businesses against the potential fallout from the rise in the COVID-19 third wave. Yes, according to this report, many companies are requiring all their staff to show proof of having taken the vaccination in order to stay open. And indeed, some companies are making private arrangements for their staff to get vaccinated in the absence of government vaccination. So good one for the Nigerian companies who are taking such measures. Now, the Sun newspaper, the Daily Sun newspaper, reporting this story. COVID-19, 30 die in 7 days in Lagos. While the Nigerian Tribune also reporting that story, COVID-19, Lagos, Oyo, FCT, 4 others on red alert as third wave rages. 4.08 million Moderna vaccines donated by U.S. awaiting efficacy test by NAFDAC. The Moderna vaccines not even tested yet by NAFDAC. We hope they will do that quickly. Don't take Moderna if you have taken AstraZeneca. Someone who wants. Yes, we can. You don't have to mismatch these vaccines because there's no evidence that that works right now or it is safe. Federal government puts enforcement committees in place at airports. Now, while the COVID-19 is spreading, the Daily Independent, of course, is reporting the state of doctor strike. Striking doctors vow government must fulfill 10-year Memorandum of Understanding, MOA, Memorandum of Agreement. Someone who raises red flag as COVID-19 cases surge in Lagos. Akwa Ibom orders 1 million doses of coronavirus vaccines. I hope other states will borrow relief from what Akwa Ibom is doing. If you wait for free vaccines, you may never get it on time. So what Udom Emmanuel administration is doing at Akwa Ibom State is commendable. He has ordered for 1 million doses of coronavirus vaccine. Federal government raises the alarm as Delta variant hit 6 states. News Direct newspaper nationwide strike. Resident doctors shun stranded patients as relatives seek treatment in private hospitals. No work, no paid directives will not work. National Association of Resident Doctors. Now, on this strike, the last time the doctors went on strike earlier this year, of course, they were out of work for more than a month. And Nigerians appealed to them. Recall that the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, had to intervene at a point, and the doctors returned back to work. But as is very familiar, government don't keep to promises when they make promises to labor centers. And we have seen it in the past with ASU, and we have now seen it with these doctors. So this in itself is unfortunate, and we hope government will quickly get down to the brass tacks and fulfill this agreement so that Nigerians who use these public hospitals don't suffer unduly. The Vanguard newspaper, APC crisis, Oshibajo governors seek safe landing options. While reporting this same story, the Nation newspaper, Oshibajo's team working on ways out of APC legal ditch, while last minute's attempt to postpone World Congresses was stalled. Now, if you look at the front page of this day, reporting this story, of course, APC may annul, that's the front page of this day now, APC may annul last week World Congresses as a way out of the legal landmines that seem to await the APC in the light of the Supreme Court judgment on the Ondo election, governorship election. Now, if we look at, let's just go back to the Nation newspaper quickly. Above the masthead, perhaps some good news coming from the federal government. Varsities to get 30 billion naira next week. Government ASU meet. So at least government seems to be making effort to ensure that ASU don't embark on another strike. And I hope they will stick to the implementation of what they agreed on so that Nigerian students don't suffer again. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper 2023, ex-INEC boss Jega asks Nigerians to reject APC, PDP, says bad leadership cause of sectional agitation Maligning party won't give you political mileage, APC. Don't compare us to ruling party, PDP. Now, the foreign newspapers, quickly. The Independent newspaper of UK, minister to cut number of people told to isolate. COVID app change in a bid to reduce pandemic chaos. Now, the Times of UK, go back to the office if you want to get on. Yes, Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, telling the young ones who are now hooked on Zoom and conferencing to work that please go back to the office if you want to make progress in your career. Yes, those who are saying the new normal is to work from home, well, the Chancellor in UK has a different view. Go back to work if you want to make progress in your career, he's telling the young ones. Ruben Rufai and Adesua.
We've run out of time, unfortunately, although some of the topics you brought are really quite interesting. But thank you very much, Emmanuel Efeni. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.